Hello and welcome to another edition of GV Bounce. I'm Damen Francis, alongside me is Matt Galea. How are you, Matt?
Not too bad, mate.
Very good. So we're going to take you through round 12 of the GVFL action, and going to start with Mooroopna and Tatura. Massive game. Vic Country boys are back in, so Dan Lewis is back from Mooroopna, and Tat have got Paul Kirby, Tom Miller and Brendan Hollow all back as well. Expecting a big game, but Tat flying at the moment.
Yeah, Tat are flying. Actually, I think Paul Kirby has an infected leg, so I'm not sure that he'll be playing. But yeah, big game for both sides. I think Tatura really looking to consolidate top spot. Mooroopna, on the other hand, find themselves in a bit of a final scrap, so anything they can get out of this game would be a real bonus for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I caught Mooroopna last week, and they were a bit disappointing. They were certainly right in the game. They had some chances against Benalla, but they let that one slip, and they could be left to rue that because it's going to be really tough against the Bulldogs this weekend. But like you said, Paul Kirby, question mark over him, and that will be interesting. Speaking of Benalla, though, they're hosting Echuca this weekend.
Yep. And
look, you'd expect them to get that done. They too have got their Vic Country boys back. Jake Paul Pratt, Lockie Smith and Sam Martin all back in from the under-19s. Good to have them back, but they don't really need them. They're flying, and Echuca's going to have a big battle on their hands.
Yeah, I mean, Echuca obviously struggling a bit at the moment, and I think everyone's sort of on notice there that they sort of need to improve. Big ask against Benalla, but hopefully they can at least make a good contest out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Seymour and Shepparton's where we're off to next, and likewise for Shepparton, big task. Seymour, fantastic win last week. They're getting back on track, and they're still right in that finals mix, despite having so many players out. You'd think they'd get the job done against Shepparton this week.
Yeah, I mean, Sard could have a field day, but Shepparton obviously struggling. I think at this point for them it's just about getting improvement from their younger players every week and trying to get themselves right for next season now.
Yeah, for sure. And Mansfield, Rochester, you're off to Mansfield for this one, Matty. Take us through this.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously Rochester were very disappointed with their performance last week against Seymour. Peter White obviously wasn't happy at all with the way they played, so he's looking for massive improvement this week. Mansfield, who would have thought that Mansfield would have the better form going into this game of the two? But so they'll certainly be looking at this as a chance to get 4 points and get another scalp.
For sure, yeah. Well, Rochester really slipped back into that mix. I think there's 4 teams locked on 24 points at the moment. Yep. It's a real quagmire around that last couple of final spots. And Mansfield, like you said, they've been all right this year. They just haven't got the wins to show for it. So Rochester would want to be wary, I would think. And then Shepparton United and Euroa is next. Pretty close game last time, despite the obvious gulf in class between the two teams. So maybe United have to be wary as well.
Yeah, it was only 10 points last time, and it was played in pretty wet conditions, which maybe helped Euroa. David Gleeson certainly thought that it was just a matter of not kicking straight enough on the day, so they'll definitely want to get that right this time. But Mark Worrell's certainly confident that we'll see a new Shepparton United, as he said in the paper today. And yeah, so I think United should get the job done, but it'll certainly be a very interesting game.
Yeah, absolutely. And lastly, the big one between Shepparton Swans and Kyabram. I'll be off to Princes Park for that one, and it's going to be really interesting. A lot of talk about the team news. I spoke to Dave Williams this morning, and he confirmed that Paul Newman won't play. Struggling with his osteitis pubis. He was rated as a genuine 50-50 chance, but sounds like he will miss. On the flip side, though, Sam Sheldon is going to make his debut. Broke his ankle pre-season, and he's been out all this time, but long-awaited debut, and it's going to be really exciting to see him running out there.
Yeah, certainly probably game of the round. Mark might disagree, as he's off to Mooroopna, but yeah, certainly looking like a very good contest. Two of the informed sides, and Swans were really impressive against Mansfield in their last game, so they'll need to be at their best to get a result against Kyabram.
For sure. Well, 3 games on the bounce. They're actually one of the informed sides in the competition, given how up and down everything is this year. But Kai, they've won 9 straight. I'd expect to make 10 this week, even without Paul Newman. But look, it's going to be a ripping game, and I'm really looking forward to it. And that's about all we have time for this week on GV Bounce. So get along to your local footy and enjoy the action on the weekend.